Antonio Brown, Pittsburgh Steeler, Oakland Raider, New England Patriot, all in the span of 1 year. By all accounts, one of the most dynamic football players to ever play football. Mm-hmm. Was an underrated guy coming out of Central Michigan. Mm-hmm. He's returned a punt against me and many others. He is an incredible wide receiver. He is a dynamic football player when he's on the field. He's a hard worker by all accounts. The guy loves the game of football and works his ass off. Has been in the middle of no less than what seems to be 15 controversies within the last year, whether it's getting out of Pittsburgh, getting out of Oakland, then the stuff that happened in New England. He had allegations against him that were terrible. None of those have been proven, by the way, but there has been allegations that are terrible against him. Then he comes out after he gets released from the Patriots. He buries the owner, Robert Kraft, owner of Kraft Productions, which had a camera on the sideline of the Bengals for 8 minutes this past weekend. But there's just been a lot of controversy surrounding him off the field. And I have been somebody who's not only witnessed his greatness on the field and experienced it and got shook to death by Antonio Brown, has been somebody that said, you know what? I hope that Antonio Brown can figure out a way to bury all the off-the-field nonsense so we can get back to seeing the great football player that he is on the field, because I think the game does miss him. There's teams that need him and could use him. He was going on an apology tour. He was starting to come back around. He was saying sorry to people. He was trying to make amends. He released a rap album or a rap song the other day. And now this morning, all of that has been completely 180'd, and he is not happy that the NFL and the NFLPA have not allowed or afforded him the opportunity to get back in the NFL, and his Twitter right now is very, very aggressive towards a lot of things.
Yeah, it is.
And he's still going.
He's still going strong.
Yeah, he's like 7-8 tweets deep right now in the last 20 minutes that are all very disparaging to numerous different humans, and I just think right now is the moment where we can say that Antonio Brown will not be on a football team this year, and I'm not sure he'll ever be back in the NFL due to these tweets. Even if somebody was potentially thinking about signing him with the things that are happening currently on his Twitter account, I just don't think it's going to be possible for a team to bring him back in.
You hate to speculate about it, but is it possible? Like, CTE has to be like somewhat of a discussion here, just with like how crazy the wave of emotion is in terms of like, I want to come back, I want to play, and then F everybody. I'm sorry. Like, do you think that there's any truth to that or, like, anywhere to look in there?
Well, Dr. Will Smith told me. Mm-hmm. What's funny is you?
Well, the doctor.
Well, he was.
He was doctor.
Yeah. Surgeon, actually.
I'm trying to tell the truth.
Tell the truth.
I'm trying to tell the truth. I don't know enough about CTE, right? I don't think anybody does. All I do know that I have some friends that are potential candidates for it. That kind of scares me for their future and for our future as friends, right? I'm scared for it, especially that movie where you see the outcome of it in a very, very sad manner. So I don't want to speculate on a potential of that happening, but it does feel as if things come in waves with Antonio Brown, and I just hope he gets it corrected, personally. As a guy that has had a lot of conversations with Antonio Brown, Antonio Brown and I would talk before every single game. I'm not saying we're friends by any means because we haven't hung out outside of football, but we had a lot of respect for each other, I think. And I enjoyed conversations with him. He was very nice, obviously. He's done a lot of things where people enjoy him. And then there's just these moments where it's just like, damn, man, I wish that didn't happen. And for me, I assume he's going to stay in shape for the long haul. I hope he gets it figured out somehow. I don't know who will help him do that, whether it's Rosenhaus or maybe some of his friends from back home or his boys or whatever it is. I just hope that these things that are happening right now don't continue to happen, because Antonio Brown is just throwing so much away right now. He's just throwing so much away because of all of this stuff that has nothing to do with football. He's throwing away his potential great Hall of Fame potential career, which I do not like. I do not like it. I'm actually very bummed out about what's happening right now on his Twitter feed, because Twitter is a beautiful place. The only reason why I have the show is because of Twitter. It gets a bad name because of the trolls that, dwell on hatred and things like that. Twitter makes the world a smaller place. Twitter takes out any narrative or spin from media. Twitter has the ability to connect you directly to people that support you and love you, as opposed to the people that hate you as well. And sometimes when you have a massive platform, you have to think about what you're tweeting out and what the ramifications are. And I'm just not sure that filter was hit this morning by Antonio Brown, who is doing everything he possibly can right now to potentially end his chances of getting back in the NFL. And I am not happy. I do not like it because I enjoyed watching Antonio Brown play football. As a fan of football, which is what I am, I enjoyed watching Antonio Brown play football. He was so good. And there's a team up there in New England that could very much use that guy. Very much use that guy. And he's making it almost impossible for them to bring him back. Even though an apology was starting to happen, it seemed like a turn of the page was happening. And now this morning here, Wednesday, December 11th, it's all out the window.
There was a whole IG post apology last week, and it actually made me, someone who was not on his side, get back on his side. I was like, you know what? I accept the apology. Stuff happens.
But in that apology, he did explain how sometimes, because this is something that I had to deal with, right? I don't come from a lot of money. Whenever you're put in a position where you're given a lot of money and maybe people are asking you for a lot of things and you're put in a spotlight and then he said false allegations are coming at you, sometimes you react in a way that you never could have guessed. And sometimes it takes a lot to learn from this. And the apology felt genuine when he said it. And I think he had a lot of people coming back on his side. Now with this, it's like, man, all the good that you made. One step forward now, 2 steps back. It's just a tough spot to be in. Frank, what do you got?
Funny you mentioned that because he literally just tweeted about the apology. That was the fam, not the racist NFL. So he was apologizing to, I suppose, his friends and family, not the actual teams, league, organizations, owners, etc.
Now, I will say this. The NFL has been called racist in recent history due to the kneeling and everything like that. And I don't know how you can say that because they give a lot of money to a lot of minorities. I'm not just talking about African Americans, but now we got people from different countries coming in and playing. And well, maybe there are, I would assume, just like in society, there are some racist people in the NFL or in the world. But I hate that that's automatically what they say about the NFL because the coalition that Colin Kaepernick did create, we could say, has $80 to $100 million or something like that to try to help the world. So I don't know. For me, I don't like what's happening with Antonio Brown right now. I'm not happy. I'm not happy about it. I don't like it. And maybe there are bad people out there that have tried to get Antonio Brown in different cases. But man, you're talking about one of the best football players of all time. Like not just of our generation. We're talking about a guy who is potentially the best football player of all time at his position. And it's just like, golly, man. Come on. I want to watch you play football.
1 year ago, I think he was universally loved. Just 1 year ago.
Call God, bro.
And then week 17, he just didn't show up. And then that was pretty much it.